Welcome, everybody, to today's Strengths Conversation. My name is Jane Liebecker, coming to you from Seattle, Washington, and I am an Eddie Villa certified coach, and I love to use that Gallup-Clifton Strengths Assessment as a wonderful tool in my life and my business.
Wonderful. My name is Manetta Fields, joining you from Laurel, Maryland. I too am an Eddie Villa certified coach. And I have to admit, the strengths assessment is an amazing tool to use in my business.
Wonderful. I'm happy to be here. I'm Helen Mealy Robinson and coming to you from Northeast Pennsylvania and born and raised New Yorker. And I was in the second group, the second cohort for the certification.
Awesome. So can you share with us, Dr. Helen, what your dominant domains are?
My dominant domain is strategic thinking, 5 of the 10.
Awesome. We're going to make it singular. That's fine. We appreciate that. So can you also use that in your strengths proclamation?
I love to do everything in a way that honors my desire to think. I do it, learn, and create.
Think, learn, and create.
I love it. And so how did you learn about strengths? And once you did, what did that feel like for you?
Well, years ago, I took the top 5. It was in the back of a book from Clifton. And then I went on to take my 34 around 2019. And I didn't really appreciate the value of it till I began to attend Eddie Villa's Unleash Your Strength community and learn more about it and hear Eddie talk. And then I had the aha of, oh, it's okay to want to learn a lot of things. Oh, to appreciate each individual. There's nothing wrong, because my anchor is individualization. So I came to appreciate who I was, and with the anchor of number 5 being individualization, I learned to also appreciate myself. I was good at appreciating other people, but wasn't allowing for my own differences. So that's what coming to strengths did for me.
That's
amazing. So we're going to talk with you today about your strength of focus. Where is focus in your top 10, Helen?
It's number 4. So it's wedged between number 1, strategic thinking, and number 5, individualization, with number 2 being learner.
So for those who may not know what focus is in terms of Gallup's language, I'm going to read that. It says people exceptionally talented in the focus theme can take a direction, follow through, and make the corrections necessary to stay on track. They prioritize first, then act. Is that accurate for you?
Very accurate. And especially the way it sits between my other top 5 strengths, that it very much, you could get distracted. Oh, look at that shiny object, come back. Oh, look, there's a bird over there, come back to it. So it's not that the whole time you're just staring at it. It's that even if you get distracted, you come back to whatever it was, whether it's a project, whether it's trying to work on something, you come back to it and you keep working on it.
That's good.
And you've already told us that your number 1 strength is strategic thinking or strategic, and your number 5 is individualization.
And how they work together, the 3 of them, is they kind of complement each other. I'm lucky like that, in the sense of the strengths I have, number 1, number 5, with focus in there, they work together. So my strategic looks at something and sees 3 possible directions I can go, and then picks one. And then my focus comes on and says, oh, so that's the way we're going. And then my individualization says, okay, so you're doing it a little different than they might do it, but that's okay. So they do complement when they're working in what's called the balcony, where they're working positively, and when it's not, where they're in the basement with focus, where I hyper focus on something and can't even hear when someone's talking to me because I'm so focused. So I try to keep those strengths in the balcony and not go into the basement.
That's good. So in addition to what you shared, is there something specific you'd like to share in regards to what you like about focus?
Well, I like that it does, especially getting older, where you can be forgetful and what was I working on? So I appreciate it even more so now than I might have in my 20s if I understood strengths in my 20s, that it keeps me on track. So it's a helpful strength.
So what would you say to somebody who's sitting on the fence about taking the Clifton Strengths Assessment?
Well, going back to the number 5, individualization, why would you not want to know what's special about you as an individual? We know what seems to be working, but until you take that evaluation and it's put in front of you and you get to understand your unique qualities, then you really appreciate it. I was speaking to someone today who had her assessment and it validated what she thought about herself. She's done a lot of self-development. And she said, okay, but when I went over it with her and she understood it better than just reading the information, she truly appreciated her uniqueness and said, okay, so what I'm doing with my gut is the way I should go. And I was like, yes. So it definitely gives you a dynamic you might not have had without taking the assessment.
Definitely. And working with the coach is also helpful, right?
Well,
Yeah.
that's kind of what I was doing with her,
Yeah.
guiding her to appreciate who she was and being good with that, not second guessing herself as a supervisor at work or in her personal life.
Awesome.
I love it. Thank you, Helen.
You're welcome. It was great talking to you. Enjoy the rest of your conversations.
Oh, thank you. We really appreciate your being here. Thank you so much.